Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about the difference between haunted houses and a haunted person. Now, there's many different ways to tell the difference, but we're just gonna go over three differences between the two. Okay, first, if you were to say, like, go to a house that's like in the 1800s, and you were to read the history of it, you would know that a lot of people have died in that one particular house. So that's a good possibility that a place could be haunted. And a second factor that could probably happen is that there's an object in that particular house that could be cursed, or just a object in the house, like a chair, a mirror, a doll even, and that could could actually produce a lot of activity. Now, to go back on the human side of things, okay? Say if you had like a friend that was like a witch or something, that's a strong possibility. If you make her mad, she would probably cast a spell on you, and she can make a ghost latch itself onto you, which is never a good thing. And sometimes it goes even worse, to say, like, she could even cast a demon on you too. It doesn't really matter. Point is, you're marked. But how you can tell between a haunted house and a haunted person that's haunted is that usually haunted houses are more latched onto objects, or something, or some family tragedy that's happened in the past. And the other part is, for a haunted human, it has to be at least conjured by something that will make your life a living hell. And with that said, it's more likely that if you have a haunted house, it will stay haunted. But if it's a haunted person, now activity will stop as soon as that person leaves the area. It'll go right back to normal. And so the difference, there really isn't a big one, but there are a couple of differences between the two. And the one thing about the human side of it, if you're a human that's cursed or haunted, is that usually they're not ghosts that they cast the spell on you with. It's usually like a demon. And to get rid of this demon, you have to get an exorcist and cleanse the house. Now, if it's a haunted house and there's a demon, there's nothing that you really can do. It's not going to go away. It's just going to stay there until you figure out how you're going to get rid of it and stuff. And as I said before, good likely chance there's no possible way to get rid of it. I mean, it's something that you would just have to end up moving, because it's a demon. It does not want to give up its space. It lives there, and it's harder for the other ghosts as well, because a demon can turn a ghost on you like that, So, like, say you were taking a shower and you just so happen to feel something bump up against your leg, and there's nothing there, and you open up the curtain and there's a figure standing there right in front of you to scare you. That's because demons manipulate you know what I mean. They are forcing the spirit to do this to you, when it's not really even the spirit. Now, usually, if you want to have your house cleansed, if a spirit's involved, you have to convince them to go to the light, And there are examples of portals that you can close for demons or spirits to not come into the house with you. Now, you need a blessing on the house to do that. But if you guys are having any trouble with this at all, if you live in a place where you know that there's spirits in it, if they're good, nice spirits, chances are they will let you know they're there, but there's no ill will towards that person. It's just they can't move on. They need help to move on. And that's when you get a priest to come and bless your house. Now, usually when you're possessed, when you're actually a cursed human that has a spirit, connected to you, it's usually a demon, and you have to somehow have a cleansing of your house, and have the minister cleanse the house. And sometimes it puts up a really big fight, You know, that's the difference between human spirits and demons. You know, they'll just quietly leave. If it was a demon, you know, it will fight. It will fight to stay there. And that's a bad thing, because you don't want that. And because I've seen it so many times. I've seen shows where people think it's just a regular spirit, child of a spirit, that is there to play with your kids. You know, their kids are talking to the spirits and stuff. That's never the case. Sometimes it is, but usually in a little amount of time, it will show you its true form. And pretty soon it will start scratching you, start tugging you out of the bed. You know, just stuff to really scare you, to make it gain power. And that's not good. You need to have a exorcism of the house immediately. I mean, the worser the longer it stays, the worser it becomes. And that's usually what happens. Say, as I said before, like a witch decides to cast a spell on you because you made that particular witch mad. Or, you know, it doesn't even have to be a witch sometimes. You know, things can just happen automatically for no reason. And that can be quite terrifying. If you haven't had a chance to see my sister's YouTube channel, go and look on it, because her and her friend Faith got done telling a really scary story. Now, what I got from that story sounds very common, you know, on so many levels. You know, I really don't know the history of Faith's house. I'm pretty sure she doesn't either. But sounds like you could have a little bit of a spirit problem. You know, I don't think it's anything to be worried about. You know, it does scare you. It really does scare you. But just remember, it's probably nothing. It's probably just a lonely spirit that is just stuck and it doesn't have anywhere else to go. But for the rest of the events that those two have gone through on that particular night, I don't know. You know, that's a real, basically a toughie to figure out, because it could be just coincidence. It could be many things. But if I was Faith and I was living there, I wouldn't worry too much about it, because it seems to be an isolated incident. I don't think this thing happened more than just one time. And so it is what it is. And So that is the difference between haunted houses and haunted people. Okay. As I said before, like, subscribe, and we'll see you all later. Bye.